added a lot of contrast to our image and it looks already a lot better. But now we are going to get to the really big changes, which is the actual color grading, because we're gonna change the colors. Many people who edited color in videos or photos did something like this. Add some teal to the shadows, add some orange to the midtones, add some more orange to the highlights, and a little bit of more teal into the offset. And now you have your teal and orange look, and it doesn't really look that bad at all. But I'm gonna show you a different method, which is arguably better. So to start off, add another node behind all of the nodes and right click on this node. Select add node and then select layer. Now you get this epic setup, which enables us to edit one part of the frame with one node and the other with the other node. I'm gonna show you how this works. So let's first select the bottom node and really quickly make a mask and just make this completely yellow. Now we go to the top node and make this whole node purple. And as you see, everything we adjusted with the bottom node does not get affected by the top node. And so our big plan is to select the person in the frame, and that way we can edit the background and the person separately. So if you just did the yellow and purple thing, just revert those adjustments using Ctrl Z. So let's now actually select the person. Go to the HSL tab instead of the curves tab, which is probably still open. In the HSL tab you can see a dropper. With this dropper selected, click on your face, and you will see that nothing happens. Well, you can see something happening in the HSL tab. So using Shift and H, we can see what we have just done. Everything turned gray except the part we just selected, and it's probably half your face. Now you can try to exactly select your face using the plus dropper to add colors and the minus dropper to subtract parts you don't want to select. You can even refine this using the sliders in the HSL tab. So my selection is now done. I'm just gonna make a few more changes in this little tab to the right. I always blur my selection a little bit, otherwise you would maybe be able to see where the mask begins and ends, and that would be, well, not very beautiful. And last, if need be, you can also adjust the in and out range. This will just slightly expand or shrink the mask you have just created. Your selection is now done, but maybe there were a few parts in the shot that were the exact same color as your skin. So if you have this problem, we're just gonna make another mask around you, and that way we can deselect the parts that we don't want to select. It is really easy. Click the little oval next to the HSL tab to open up the window. Now just click on the shape you want. I'm gonna use a circle. A mask will appear and you can just easily change the shape by dragging on the points. So change the shape however you like, and when you're done, well, you should be done. Now just look at your shot and you will maybe be noticing that if you move out of the mask, all of a sudden your skin starts changing color, and that is because the effect would not be applied to, well, the bit that is outside of the mask. So if you move around a lot, you need to track the mask to, well, the person in the frame. Select the little crosshair icon next to the oval icon. This is the tracker window, which can track your mask to, well, something, anything. And really the only thing you need to do is press play. And now it will track the mask you just created to, well, probably the person. Davinci Resolve is really good at tracking, probably better than After Effects, but sometimes even this program does it wrong. If the tracker does make a mistake, you need to skip back until you find this mistake, add a keyframe by hand by clicking this button, adjusting the position of the mask to the right position, the place where you want the mask to be, and press play again. Do this until there are no problems with the tracking. You're done! You have separated the person and the background, and you can now color grade them separately. This makes it so much easier to change the colors. So now we get to a very creative part again, and I'm just gonna do it the way I do it. You can follow along, or you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to make your face purple and the background green, go ahead, mate. Most of the time I just make the person a bit more orange because that tends to look sort of good on people. I also add a bit of saturation and just lighten the person up a bit. You can easily do this in the normal color wheels, in this case, not the log color wheels, by just dragging on the offset wheel and the offset slider. And you can also in this part adjust the shadows and the highlights and the midtone separately, and that would probably, well, give you just a bit of a different effect, but this is completely up to you. These settings are called differently in the normal color wheels, but don't worry, they are the exact same. Probably not technically, but I'm not sure what the real technical reason is for these different names. The low wheels and the normal wheels do affect the image a bit differently, like I told you before. So now we want to edit our background, so you just need to select the top node, and here you can again do whatever you want. Here is what I would do. I would add some blue to the shadows and some teal to the whole image. Probably lower the exposure a bit and maybe add a bit more contrast. Sometimes I even like to do this with another exposure curve. But I bet that at this point you can do all of that yourself. Go nuts. We are done color grading, so let's get to the next step and the last step.